Welcome back, everybody. We're Beyond Movies. I'm Callum. That is Kyle. And we didn't expect to be filming today, but we have been blessed with a new Fantastic Four trailer. First steps. I'm assuming this is so they can play it in front of Thunderbolts. And do you know what? Not wrong with that. I love a good trailer for a Marvel project,
Especially in
and
IMAX.
especially in IMAX. And do you know what? This was a nice surprise today. I was kind of expecting this about 2 weeks ago on 4/4, but it finally came. And do you know what?
So did I.
So did I. Did you say so did I?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, me too. We were going to the right place. Kyle, first thoughts on this trailer, because I'll give you a tease about what I thought. It was fantastic.
Yeah, no,
Say that again.
I'll be honest. I've only had chance to really watch it once, and it was just a quick
Fake
glance.
fan.
Shut up. And yeah, it's. I was really happy to see Mr. Fantastic using his powers, because one of the things I was worried about was, it's fine for Miss Marvel with the stretchy ability and
Yeah.
stuff and how it glows and stuff like that. I'm fine with that with being Miss Marvel. It helps make her character. It just helps build her character up. But when
Yeah.
you've got something that's like this and it's trying to be classic, you just need full classical. Yeah, I'm glad that it hasn't changed. It's just him being super stretchy and
And that's the thing. Mr. Fantastic's powers, Reed Richards' powers, are always going to look goofy as shit. But that's the charm of it. You're not going to
yeah,
be able to get past that. Yet, they can do some cool stuff with it, but it's always going to look fucking weird. No matter how good the effect is, it's always
yeah.
going to look weird.
One thing I'll say as well is I'm not. It's difficult because like I know it's gonna be. It's like I know it's gonna be good, and I know I'm gonna be like, oh my god, that was awesome. The Silver Surfer we're getting in this film. I love the actress who's playing the Silver Surfer. I
Julia
watched her in
Garner?
Oz. I
Was it?
believe so. She was in Ozarks, and she was in
Yeah.
another film I watched a good while ago. She is phenomenal, hands down, probably up there with Pedro in terms of acting capability. But I wasn't entirely sold. I liked that she just sort of dropped in, dropped out in this trailer, and there wasn't really too much about it. But I feel like once we see the film, once we see the full extent of her character, I think it's going to be really nice and surprising.
Yeah.
I think all the acting chops are going to show in the entire film. A lot of
Sue's
CGI.
pregnant.
Sue's pregnant. We kind of knew that anyways.
Yeah. A lot of CGI, yeah. I suppose they need to be able to craft this world that they've put themselves in.
Yeah.
This
I
like
just wish I
futuristic.
don't know. I mean, there probably is practical stuff in this film, but I don't know. It's hard to see. It's like Fall Guy when they were doing actual real stunts for that, and I was like, this for some reason it just looks like CGI, and it wasn't. Well, it was CGI enhanced. Let's put it that way, but. Yeah, it's weird, but I love the aesthetic, the design. It's very much differentiating that this is a completely different universe. The suits look great. Not too much in the way of character. The only thing we got is just Sue Storm being pregnant, and obviously the Silver Surfer dropping by and basically
I
saying,
think we
"Yo,
got a lot of Reed's character
yeah,
in this,
yeah,
which I really appreciated because there was all that stuff. It was like, oh, Reed's going to be pushed to the side and stuff like that. And from the first trailer, we didn't see his abilities, and you could have kind of thought maybe he might be playing a little bit of a side role to these other characters. But no, it seems like this is gonna weigh. Obviously, it's gonna weigh a lot on the entire Fantastic Four, but this is gonna weigh a lot on Reed Richards' shoulders. I love the line, where it's like I stretched out to the boundaries of space and something like that, and then they found us, and it's like I love what's that? What's that? There's a fairy in there. It's called Silent Space Fairy, and it's like we don't hear anything out there because all these other alien races, civilizations, or whatever know that there's something out there, and you don't want to get its attention.
yeah." So I know what you mean, Colin. It's basically like if higher civilizations they won't really see humans as like And it's like back in Avengers, Earth is
Yeah,
ready for a higher power. Thor says that, and it's like, oh, now we're going to be
higher
noticed.
form of war.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah,
it's a good science. I reckon we're going to get a good few bits of science theories. Maybe some of them true in this because it's an alternative universe. You can do these things.
do what you
But
want.
basically, yeah. I had another point, but I can't think of it. I've lost my train of thought.
I've got another point I want to
Go
make.
on.
I am more certain that the Fantastic Four's world is going to end than I am that Taskmaster's going to die in Thunderbolts. If I had to put money on one of them, I'd actually put more money on the Fantastic Four's world being
Yeah.
obliterated than Taskmaster dying in Thunderbolts.
All right, don't be talking about that stuff because you normally get this shit right. But it's kind of obvious. It's like they're doing Secret Wars.
Yeah.
There's going to be something, there's going to be collateral in that. One other thing I want to talk about, Colin, they didn't really show it in the teaser, and I guess it wasn't ready to be shown, the CGI and whatnot. The Silver Surfer, just the aesthetic of the character, I'm not entirely sold by the CGI. I like the way it looks, but
Yeah.
it needs a bit of work, especially around the face. It's not selling me just yet. It's still got time, and this is probably from an earlier cut of the film, so they're probably still improving the CGI. But as it stands, I'm not with it.
I'm with you.
It looks too video game trailer esque.
I'm with you. It looks. I love the design. We've never been against getting Shia LaBeouf as the Herald of Galactus in this. I actually thought it was a good idea because they're gonna want to use Norrin Rad in the future as the Silver Surfer. So why don't we get Julia Garner in as like a, she's great, obviously, but this is gonna be a one and done thing. I think. No, it's probably most likely because I feel like that name would have been on the Doomsday cast if they were moving forward with her version. But it ain't there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we still have surprises to come in Doomsday, so
yeah,
I wouldn't hold anything back. I love that you can see the hair; it looks great. The whole look, I get it. I want that, but it's just the face just looks a little bit too like it. It doesn't look like it's. I'm not saying it has to be on that level, but it needs some form of believability. And I'm not. When I look at this character, I just think this is entirely CGI. There's nothing there that's, I get it's an alien that's covered in silver,
yeah,
but there's nothing human about it. There's nothing believable about it. I can't say I look at this character and I think that's real or that's believable. It's not there for me. But I'm excited to see the character. I really want to see how what pans out. It helps differentiate from the other Fantastic Four films. I can imagine they're going to do something very new and different, especially with Galactus. That's going to be very comic accurate, obviously. I know
yeah.
people are saying he looks very dark, especially from the
Small.
glimpses. Yeah, and small, but yeah, whatever. He can make himself bigger or whatever. But I do hope that from what we've seen of the Silver Surfer, they are going that very colourful comic route. It's just I want to see how they do that with Galactus because at the moment his design, from what we see in the back of his head and his boots, it's very dark.
I think they're playing Galactus close to the chest. I don't think we're gonna see much Galactus. Like we, still haven't seen much Sentry in Thunderbolts market material. We haven't seen any of Sentry's costume. Yeah, we've seen the Void and it all blacked out, but that ain't the Sentry costume. So I feel like they're going to play it very close to the chest.
Yeah.
But speaking of it, look, the suits for the Fantastic Four. I think we talked about it last time.
Perfection.
But again, perfect. I love that we were talking about this the other day. That MCU over-designed sort of aesthetic
with the lines everywhere.
with the lines everywhere. These are just nice and simple,
Clean.
but they fit for the time that the film's set. So you can go a bit more like that with these ones. Another thing I wanted to say is the family dynamics there, man. Just that little scene at the beginning with, they know each other so well, they're so in tune with each other. you know, Ben, Johnny, Reed, Sue, and they're like, sorry, Johnny's like, you're late, and she's like, what? And he's like, you late for dinner, and he's like, oh yeah, and then Ben's like, you say you're late? It's like, you pregnant? And it's like, just
Yeah.
this little scene like that, it's like, we're gonna get these character moments in it. And yeah. But my favourite scene from the trailer, I'll just say this right now, get it out of the way. When the crowd's screaming at Reed, it's like, are you gonna be able to save us or something like that? And he just turns around, he's like, I don't know.
Um, does he say that?
Yes, he does. It's at the end of the trailer where he says, we will protect you or something like that. But I feel
Yeah.
like that's from like a promo thing, you know, like when he bring him out on stage.
Right.
And the big
Okay.
part of the film is probably going to be they're not going to be able to live up to that, or they're going to
Yeah.
try very hard to. So yeah, it's like
Interesting. Interesting.
it's such a powerful, like a hero who's looked up to. Can you save us? I don't know.
Yeah. I need to
It's,
rewatch this trailer again. I'm sorry, I've only watched it once, but
yeah,
just straight off the bat, this is my first initial thoughts on it. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to it. The more and more I see, the more and more I'm like, yes, this needs to
we
come out,
are.
and I need to watch it.
We're 2 weeks away from Thunderbolts. What are you more excited about, Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four?
I think Thunderbolts for the MCU aspect of it. It's like this is a very MCU film, but at the same time, it's not. Whereas like Fantastic Four feels like I think both feel like their own unique thing, but with Thunderbolts and the characters that we already know and love, they're already established. It still
Yeah,
feels like MCU, but Thunderbolts does look amazing. The direction they're taking it, it looks very bleak, dark. I love it. And then you got Fantastic Four, where it's like vintage and colourful aesthetic, and it's So I'm if you had to ask me which one I'm more excited for, I guess it's Thunderbolts because it's 2 weeks away. But then as soon
yeah.
as I've seen that, I'm gonna be like,
It'll be
Fantastic
this.
Four.
All right, a bit of more of a fair question then. What are you more excited for, Superman or Fantastic Four,
Ooh.
considering the 2 week apart?
I mean, I was looking forward to Superman, but when James Gunn released that clip, well, it wasn't James Gunn, but when the DC studio released
James Gunn
the
is
short,
DC Studios, mate.
he is. When they released the clip of Superman, with the dog, and he goes into,
Fortress of Solitude.
that's it. I was like, oh my god, I was smiling throughout that entire
Yeah.
thing. Like nothing really happens, but I was just smiling throughout the entire thing. So it's difficult, man. I think
We're eating good. We're eating
I'm
good.
really
That's all we
good.
can say.
Like
We're
I'm
winning,
not.
all of us.
Yeah, I mean the whole Xbox versus PlayStation, Marvel versus DC. Like fuck that. I want it all.
Yeah. Load that plate up. I think this now.
Used to saying that, aren't you?
Fuck you. Yeah. I'll Wilson Fisk you.
Ooh.
But I think this year now, yeah, we've had Captain America Brave New World, but Thunderbolts hits it. For, Born Again has just hit it. If Fantastic Four hits it, Superman hits it, this will be probably considered one of the best years for comic book, content ever. And that's even going up against something like a 2016 or a 2018.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Look, it can't come quick enough. Isn't it funny as well that we got a Fantastic Four trailer after the Superman trailer? And then, they released that 5 minutes of like footage, but then we got another trailer for Fantastic Four before we got a second Superman trailer.
Yin to the yang.
Yin.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This trailer's really sold me. I'm 100% in for. I mean, I was already, but
Yeah.
it's just like actually seeing it and getting a taste of this world is very exciting. But yeah,
People are gonna die. People are
Oh.
gonna die. So yeah, right, guys. Thanks for watching. Let us know down below what you thought about the Fantastic Four: The First Steps trailer. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think it's fine? do you miss the old Fantastic Four? Because apparently people are looking back at the old Fantastic Four films like they're good now for some reason.
Yeah, they typically do that when
Yeah. But
when it's
like
been
I say,
about
I
20
liked them when I
years.
was a kid. But
Yeah, I
that's
think
about it.
they. Yeah, I don't think they did anything substantial. I mean, they did it fine. I guess it was a weird time for comic book films. You know, it was the very early days,
Mm.
but I think when you look back on it, it's like yeah, it's. I guess it's on the good side rather than the fucking dog shit side.
Right. Thanks for watching. Cheers for that one, Kyle.
Anytime, sugar.
Anytime, Bush.